Any book worth banning is a book worth reading. This quote encompasses the ideas of what banned books are. So, someone might ask, what are banned books? Banned books are books that have been challenged or deemed not suitable for people to read based off content that is within the book. This is a form of censorship. According to the ACLU, censorship is the suppression of words, images, or ideas that are offensive. Banned books have been part of history since the early colonial era. Most of the earliest book bans were by religious leaders. In 1650, the Martyrius Price of Our Redemption caused outrage, and people burned and banned it. There are only 4 copies that survive today. During slavery and the Civil War, the 1851 Uncle Tom's Cabin was a novel to expose the evils of slavery. People who owned this book were sentenced to 10 years in jail. The first book burning in the U.S. happened in Boston, Massachusetts. In the 1920s, Boston became so famous for its burnings that the authors would intentionally print their books there for the inevitable ban. In 1969, the Supreme Court weighed in on students' rights to freedom of expression in Digger v. Des Moines, with the ruling that neither teachers nor students shed their constitutional rights to freedom of speech or expression at the school gate. In 1982, the Island Trees Union Free School District v. Pico, the Supreme Court ruled that local school boards may not remove books from schools' libraries simply because they dislike the ideas contained in the books. Now banned books have become the hot topic subject since court legislations passed in the states like Texas and Florida. Some of these laws and regulations include having all classroom libraries scanned before being placed in the classroom, and books about Black leaders in history like Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks being banned. If you look at this map of school book bans by state, you can see the states like Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee have the most banned books. This is one of the reasons that this topic interests me so much. The disparities of what is considered bannable is interesting to think about. Students in all states should have the opportunity to read any book, no matter the topic or theme. According to the American Library Association, most challenged books happen in public libraries, followed by schools and school libraries. Looking at the percentages of who makes these challenges, an overwhelming amount of them come from parents and other people in the public. What concerns me about this is that these are not educators. They are not in the classroom and seeing what students are influenced by. These challenges come from a place of personal biases rather than thinking of the community at large. Now knowing some prior knowledge of banned books, what are some popular books on the banned book list? According to the Banned Book Week website, the top 10 challenge books of 2021 are Gender Queer, Lawn Boy, All Boys Aren't Blue, Out of Darkness, The Hate You Give, The Absolute True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, The Bluest Eye, This Book is Gay, and Beyond Magneto. Some of the most popular banned books of all time are The Color Purple, The Giver, 1984, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, The Catcher in the Rye, The Great Gatsby, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, Lord of the Flies, Of Mice and Men, To Kill a Mockingbird, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. If you take a deeper dive, you will see that many of the books that are challenged or banned have common themes. According to PEN America, 41% of books that have themes or protagonists that are based on LGBTQ plus themes have been banned, and 40% of books with the protagonist of someone of color have been banned. Some people do not like the idea of books that are different than the white, heterosexual, cisgender male. When the book is about something they are uneducated about, people want to push it away instead of educating themselves and furthering the knowledge that would help many students in the classroom and at large. Banned books take away readers' right to knowledge. Books are supposed to be about varying topics and ideas. Taking away books because of ideas they portray is taking away a person's right to an education. Knowledge is power, and a lot of knowledge comes through books. Every year, the American Library Association holds a banned book week to spread the awareness of the campaign. It celebrates the freedom to read, draws attention to banned and challenged books, and highlights persecuted individuals. As a future educator, I am passionate about reading and the books that I present to my students. I think it is imperative that teaching students about banned books and why it is an issue. It is important as an educator to also be familiar with the books that we present to our students. I want to teach books that align with my students' personal backgrounds and stories, but also ones that have new ideas. Books are a great place to teach students about different cultures, races, ethnicities, upbringings, sexualities, religions, and more. One project that I would present to my students is doing a banned book project. Students will have to choose a book that is banned and do a project including essays, presentations, and more. In the wise words from the author of The Perks of Being a Wallflower, banning books gives us silence when we need speech. It closes our ears when we need to listen and makes us blind when we need sight. Thank you, and this is my project on banned books.